We are up at the visitor center, and it's just right over here. So what is this video going to be? Well, I'll tell you. But first, let's check out the trains before we get right into it. Even says here, this station. We'll take this pathway. But first, before we get any further, you need to see me. Just sitting down here close to where the visitor center is. Here we're going to is take a look around the visitor center. Besides as the area. And for you, let's get those like thumbs up for me and let's adventure on right to it. Okay, so what do we see over here? Besides that's the trees over here, we'll go check out over there, and then we'll get to the view of the visitor center, and we'll go around it too. Let's back up. You can see some of the area first before heading in this direction. You see a bench right over here on the hang of my left of me, seen here, and then over here at the hang of my right side over here, you see is a bike rack of some kind over here where these trees are. The visitor center is just right over here, as you can see. We'll take a look at this map right there. Then we will go and check out these. So first, let's take a look at this map. Let's take a look at what it says. It says map of Canadian Pacific Railway, Kootenay District, British Columbia. And here is the map seen here. Wow. Nice map. And it's just like right on over here. And with that, you see some pictures of the old trains. Believe one of these could be one of these box cars. Right there. We'll go take a look at that in a few seconds. Here. And down to over here. Okay. Let's now walk over here. We're going to take a look at the pictures over here. You can see here's the stern wheeler. The SS Moyer that we've seen from before when we went to Caslo. Seen here. We got more of it right there. And we got is it right down here below, as well as this place over here. So we have over here is a map and some old pictures for over here. We'll take a round walk so you can take a closer look up at these old pictures right here. Now what we're going to do is take a look at these tracks and these boxcar-like trains over here. So with if we do, let's track on over here so we can get a good look around. We'll look in between, and then we'll go around the visitor center scene behind me. Okay, so what we're going to do is walk behind over here so you can take a good look at this boxcar part of the train. Then we'll take a look at the other in a few moments too. There's a lot of rocks down below. Like that. What does it actually read? Well, it says right there, Canadian Pacific. As you can see, just right there. Where these train boxcars are. And that's just where the visitor center is, just right there. Seen there. We'll take a look around over here, so you can take a look. So we got this. We'll take a look at this one now, and we'll walk in this direction, and then we'll come over here to see. Over here, we'll go in between the two. We'll walk down here, so you can see the view of that. And pretty soon we'll end from about over here, because we're going to take a look up top. So we've seen that one. Then we took a loop around here. Now we'll go in between. We'll get the visitor center in view as well too, as we go in between the two. Like this. And it takes me back to where I actually looked into one of these as well too. It was this one that I actually went into here. Not this one, it was this one. And luckily that day, this right here was open. And that was like great opportunity to take a peek in the inside. And we did that. And that video is on my channel, so make sure you get that one to watch as well too. Because it had me walking into here. And it was pretty epic too. Really epic. Love the inside of this boxcar part of the train. Here, closest to the visitor center, is where these are resting, just right here. Now these are non-workable, and they have made a tourist main attraction for these boxcar trains seen here. Okay, since that we've made it over here, let's actually take a look on the opposite side over here. So now we're going to take a look around and get some more of a different look at the visitor center and some of the tracks as well too. And we'll take a look, see. Let's get this view before we march on forth from here right to over here. We'll take a look. We cannot go too far, but I'll show you that I believe this here is like a storage spot there. As you can see, this right there. I do not know what this is. It could be a vault of some kind. Yes, it is a vault. Yes, it is a vault. You can tell. Look. Right there. It's an old vault from a long time ago. seeing here. It's rusted. And it's pretty interesting seeing an old vault being just right there where the train tracks are. We'll hop on to over here so you could take a look. So I'm just right here where the visitor center is over here. Gotta be careful because there's a step right there. Never have I been to this side. Again, this is also another episode for Beyond the Rail Tracks. We can only stay over here, but not over here, but we'll take a look at the view from like over here and right behind me. We can only walk in this strip. Let's take a look down over here first. So come follow me. So here's the visitor center. We'll walk down over here so we can take a look behind. This is behind the visitor center. We'll take a good look at what's behind here. We can also take a look at boxcar from a train. You can see all the tracks from over here. Right there. And over here. You can see some of the visitor center tops almost look like tops of buildings by the looks of it. We won't go too far though, but we can take a look and we're gonna walk up, right up into there, and then we'll take a look around over here in a bit. Let's get this first. Because over here is like a cafe. So this is the cafe side, and over here, on this side over here that we're walking on, you can see is the fence right there. That looks pretty unique, and how it looks. And now we're coming to view to the long snake of box cars from the trains. You can see here on the hang on my right over here. Wow, what an interesting view to get this. And you can see the fence railing here, and you get to see this beside me over here on my right side. I'm walking backwards a little bit here so you can take a look at this view. But wow, quite the view too. Cool. We won't walk for too far. We'll stop right about over there. But you can take a look at the box cars from the trains, and we'll take a peek at what this is right there. Just look at it. So right there. And that's where the tracks is over here. See in there. There's a pretty interesting looking thing over there. And then we go we make our way back, and go to the other direction too. So we won't go too far from here. What I'm going to is have take this time to show you just in zooming just down here. Then we're going to make our way back where the visitor center is, which is just right over there. So I will zoom over there so you can take a look over there. Then what I'm going to is track our way back. Zoom there. Right there. We're going to is now track our way back and make our way down. I had to touch base with my friend. He just said wanted to know where I was, so I'm going to is touch base with him, and then we will carry on. That way he knows exactly. But we'll definitely get the view over here and walking on back again. Whatever this is pretty interesting. Wow. Let's quit this something from over here. Okay, we're going to make our way back. Oh. See, that's him. Yeah, we had a little walk there, and we're going to walk on back, and then I'll take you around the area of the visitor center as well too. And but yeah, this is behind the visitor center. Never before have I went actually behind of it until today, which makes this adventure for today a very unique one, and makes for another behind the track. So we're gonna make this an episode to go for it. Yeah, since we're here, we'll take a look over there, and then we'll make our way around in a bit. Let's take a look back over here. You can see shacks right down over there. That's beyond the rail tracks. Seeing there. Well, we can make it out. That's just the other side of the tracks. Seen just right over here. Now, without any further ado, let's take a look over here. You see, here is a cafe on this side. But you can see first, before we get over there, you can see we got some chairs and some tables over here. And then walking up over here, what we got is bench-like tables over here. And you can see here is some more chairs and a table. Here's the cafe here, right there, part of the visitor center. Okay, take a look. So this part here is part of the cafe, which is what you'll see just right there. So if you're coming over here to Nelson, over here at this side is the cafe. You can also take a look. Also, take a peek into the Nelson Visitor Center as well too, because this is it right here. It's also the station. This is a train station. Long time ago, this used to be the train station over here. Now it's turned into the Nelson Visitor Center. Seen on the sign. Here. Right there. You know what it says right there? Visitor Center. Make sure you also make your way over here too to check it out. Because they have is what? A gift shop. So you can also take a look at that too. Let's stop over here, back up. We got a map over here. Let's pay attention to this map while we're at it. Then we'll walk away down over here too. That way we get over here. But before we do, look, you can see those boxcar trains right there. Anyways, let's pay attention to this map first before we map away down into this direction. Okay, so it says right there, discover Nelson. And you can see here, we got is arts and culture, attractions, public services. On that side as it reads. Seeing there. The opposite side here, you see is parks and recreation. Top there. Shopping. Marinas and boat launch and transportation. Seen here. Then we get these pictures here too. Here is part of the map there. As you can see right there. Into this circle here. A circle-like map of the west arm of Kootenai Lake. See in there. And you can see here is the map of Nelson, BC, this right here. As you can see this right there. And there's also pictures down here too. And down below, you get all these very nice benches right here. What does this actually read? Oh, it's a memorial bench right there. It says in memory of John W. Hart, 1946, 2024. And then here is this here. It says down below, who was the most passionate train lover we knew, love from his extended family. As it reads right there. So this is a monument old bench chair. And I believe this is where you sit when the train is making its way over here. Because again, this used to be the train center before it became the visitor center. And this is where you will be seated when you're waiting for the train to come over here. That was a long time ago. And I'm really happy to take this time to give some slight background info on this as well too. We'll, before moving down over here, let's backtrack for a bit. Down here, so I'm going to walk backwards so you can see more over here. Then we'll head on forth. Okay, so sorry for backtracking here, but we're going to take a look at what we have here. Some flower beds. One there on the hangout of my right. No, on my left side, excuse me. Oops, just hanging. And then we get another flower bed on the hang on my left. This is all of the hang on my left from here to here. We have is another bench over here with these windows all over here. And another bench from over here. Seeing there. Okay, what is this sign read? The block. Can't make out the block at Railtown Eatery. That's what this cafe is right there. Hope you can easily see that sign right there. And it's all right there. We'll take a look back over here. And then we will make our way over here so we can take a look back down here. Now we'll make our way just down over here. So if you're coming into Nelson, make sure you visit the visitor center as well too. And the cafe, because it's all in one as well too. And it is, again, one of the tourist main attractions, especially when there is a box car trains seen right there. And we've been in one, and we've also seen it, and I also did a loop around for this one, making this video here a very unique one. Okay, head down to over here. We got paper, so this is like a paper area here. Got stuck out paper there. And then this just goes to where the spot that we've seen from before. We'll go around here again. Oh, sorry. We'll stop right here. Why? There's something in the back of me over here. Old pictures of the train station, aka the visitor center. Just right here. Let's take a look. See? It even says here what it has now: heritage preservation, skills training, suitable architecture, local timber, feasible developed design. That's what this has now from before. I think I hear the train. I hear something. Wait, guys, look! I see the train. That was perfectly timed. We'll sit over here and watch the train. I'm so happy. The train is coming down the track. It's stopped for now, but hopefully it'll hang on down these tracks here. It stopped for a bit where that tree is. We'll keep a watch at the train as it makes its way down and travels down these very tracks seen here. See the train? It's in there. Well, it's a different kind of train. Boxcar train of some sort. This one here is active. You can see the lights on. Oh, here it goes. Is it going to work it where it's down this track? We'll wait for it. There's a guy walking down. Pretty soon, believe it'll work its way down. He's just getting off that there. Okay, I see. Is it going to come down this track? We'll find out. Hopefully it does. It sounds like it may be coming down this very track here. The lights are off for now, but they could come back on. I think those are the brakes. The sound of the brakes of that boxcar part of the train. It says CP on it. I'll zoom in. So it's not moving at the moment, so. But yeah. At least we saw something coming down the tracks for a bit there. That was definitely something, seeing the boxcar like train right there gonna go onto these tracks seen here. And again, I'm just behind the visitor center as well too, where the tracks are. I don't know if this one will actually work the way down the tracks, because I believe it's just parked. So I guess that's pretty much it that we've seen for action for that. But it could still go down the tracks, for all we know. We'll keep our eyes peeled if it does. We'll head back down. I believe it's like parked. It's not moving right now. As you can just see right there. It might still go though. We'll just wait and see this for a little bit. Is this going to stay there? Is this going to stay there? Hopefully it probably may or may not come down these tracks after all. But at least we kind of managed to see it approaching, riding down the track so far, just over there. So it is parked for now. Don't know if it'll make its way down here. But anyways, we're going to have to probably be his track all the way back. But I still hear those pressure brakes once in a while there. Hopefully you can hear them. Those that's what that's making. Yeah, so it's just parked for now. I guess that that's it for that. Okay, so I thought you were coming down these tracks. Oh well, that's okay. Okay, because of that, let's just walk down a different direction. Down a little bit more further. Not too far. And we'll work away down over here. You can see more of the tracks. We'll peek over here so we can take a look. Just down here. So it's parked at this spot right there. But usually this is a part of the train station right there, probably for the workers. So this here could be like a stop spot for the workers that work over here as well too. Because you can see it's still parked, so it's definitely not coming down these tracks anytime soon. But we managed to get what we could. We'll get a little bit more. Just right there. It is running. You can hear the engines going. So you can see there where the tracks are. Like this. Oh, wait. No, that's a car. That's a car making that sound right there. That's still not going anywhere, so it's just parked. That's all that is right now. We'll go a little bit more closer, but not too close to the tracks. Right there. So at least we've seen some boxcar train action. Didn't quite see it like working way down these tracks. It's parked, but it's going nowhere at the moment. Oh well, that's okay. At least we've seen a little bit of it approaching and driving down these tracks over here. We can't really go inside there, just to let you know. We only can see what we just have seen. But at least we've seen over here. Now we're going to have to work our way back. Here. And to here. And back to where we have stuff from over here. And right to where you can see is the vault. Don't know how old this vault is, but it looks pretty ancient, or can't quite know what its date actually is, but it looks pretty rusted. We'll take a look at this one last time. And then we're back to where the visitor center is here. And of these boxcar trains there. We'll view this one last time. We'll go around. You can see a nice look. We'll take a look at those boxcar trains there with the visitor center up in view from over here. That way you'll get a nice good scenic round view. So visitor center here, and these boxcar trains right there. And I like what they've done. I also show you a sculpture that made its way here too. Now that we only got just a couple of minutes left, and that's it. But we've seen quite a bit of amazing things over here, going up and beyond the visitor center, Nelson, BC. Right, let's get this view. I like it. Get those box cars in there, trains, the tree, and the visitor center. Right there, a very scenic view. I do quite love this. That right there will almost make like a going one from out of a postcard. Anyways, let's see over here. Over here, we got is a bench over here. Where these, we do not know what these are. Light posts of some kind. Seen here. Let's take a look at that, and I'll show you the sculpture they have over here. So over here is the bench chair here. And then we got these lamps of some kind seen here. Well, take a look over here. And then we'll just go from over here, get the round view. And then we're going to now, as you can see, we got flowers over here. Do not know what kind of flowers these are. This is like the kind of what you would see like at Lakeside Park, the walkway over here. Over here we get these power boxes of some kind right there. We got one there. And then we got a sign that we've seen from before. It says the station. And so the visitor center that you see peering through those trees, right there is the station. a long time ago. As it reads, just right here. And where exactly you see is this sculpture. It's a wire sculpture of a fish. Seen just right here. This is a new sculpture that they put in place just right there. That they just recently installed just right here. It's a big, massive fish. Right there. Let's get these greens in. Let me take a good look through these greens and get that big fish in. That way it looks really nice. And I'll take a picture of it too. I love the newest sculpture edition. Oh, that reminds me. It actually reminds me that I think there's new sculptures over here. So for our next adventure, we'll probably do the downtown of Nelson. I'm looking for the recent sculptures. I'll have to take a look in a pamphlet or whatever to see where they all are. So we could take a look and see what they have now. Because this was not here before. This is recently new. There could be more new ones as well too. We'll have to take a look. Which would be probably one of those upcoming adventures. So please stay tuned for that one when that happens. Get it for the big fish of the Nelson Visitor Center. Let's get this visitor center in with the big fish. Just right there. Okay, zoom in. So you can take a nice good look. There we go. Let's keep the full in if I can. And the visitor center as well too. All in lineup. And the full view. Let's get a watch out for traffic too. Because the visitor center is a main attraction when you come into Nelson, BC, but I fully recommend coming over here first to take a look, get your maps, and see what's over here in Nelson, BC. Visitor center there and the big fish on my right side of me. Okay, so that's it for this video. I'll see you all back for our next coming up adventure. Let's get this, and then we'll end this video off. I'll see you all back.